Hi everybody and welcome back to Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. So last time out we got Shiori back and we finished the epilogue of the game, but we're not fucking done. Because exclusive to Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, the EX Plus version of the game, we have this thing called the Tokyo Xanadu After Story. Basically it is a addition to the game which kind of concludes some of the missing story beats. So you'll remember that during some of the side quest during some of the side chapters, we saw June, aka the White Shroud, kind of running into this kid who had a fox mask. That was something that was included specifically for Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus to lead into After Story, because basically After Story is kind of like the conclusion of all the trailing threads, which it's the end of it's concluding all the trailing threads that were left at the end of Tokyo Xanadu's epilogue. So yeah, that's pretty much what After Story is. It's also a little bit of a thing where it kind of shows where everybody is at this point, like, you know, a couple of months after the ending of the epilogue, kind of what's going on with everybody and how their lives are kind of progressing at this point. So yeah, I will say this now. I think the After Story is completely fucking unnecessary. So here's the thing. The After Story is basically a full-on section of the game. So you get a bunch of side quests that you have to do at the beginning of the chapter. Once you've at the beginning of the After Story, once you've done those, you kind of go into some cutscenes to set up what's going on, and then you end up going into, I think, 4 separate dungeons, which are the 4 most difficult dungeons in the entire game, which have some, to be honest, have some pretty cool puzzle elements as well to them. But yeah, you have 4 really big dungeons which lead into one final dungeon, which then you have to, and then a final boss at the end of that final dungeon. It's, at the end of the day, I feel like the After Story is a step too far, and it ends up extending the game way too fucking long. It's like an extra, I want to say 4 or 5 hours on top of the original game. And I think you didn't really need to do that. You could have just done it as, like, you know, do the side quests, and then have like one final dungeon and one final boss fight. Make it an extra, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, and I think that would have been just fine, and the game wouldn't have dragged on for too long. But yeah, the After Story drags. I'll say that. Yeah, I felt that way the first time I played the game, where, you know, I wanted to I wanted to find out the conclusion of the story, of the After Story. But in the end, I was just like, oh my god, this is just too fucking much. There's just too much. It's like too long and too much shit for too little of a payoff at the end of the game. So that's my humble opinion, but you know, whatever. And so we start off with Ko and everybody kind of in class together. Yeah, so it's been about 3 months since everything went down, and yeah, and it's basically everything's been nice and free and easy since then. You know, no more events have happened. The eclipse stuff seems to have completely gone away, and everybody's kind of just back to everyday school life. And I kind of like this little introductory thing of kind of like everybody in class just being so happy that Shiori is back and just living her life as a normal schoolgirl. So yeah, it's kind of cool like that. It's a nice little introduction to the after story. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on at this point. Basically, the main story is basically we've got an event. We've got this kind of Halloween festival which is going to be taking place. And so everybody's going to be meeting up and the whole gang is going to be meeting up for the first time in a while, all to go to this Halloween event in town. And so, yeah, it's pretty much Ko just going to his part-time job, doing a bunch of jobs for... what's the woman's name? My brain's gone. The woman who gets in the part-time jobs. I can't remember her name. Whatever. We'll see her soon. But yeah, so she gives us a bunch of part-time jobs, and we do that, and then we go to the festival, and that's when shit goes down. There you go. Asuka's coming. I actually do kind of like, there's kind of like a relationship which is kind of hinted at between Shiori and Asuka, that they've kind of bonded and they're kind of good buddies at this point. So I kind of like that. Yukino. That's a name. I remember now. I remember because I've just seen it. But yeah, so it's kind of nice. I kind of like, it's kind of nice to see that, Asuka and Shiori have a bit of a relationship at this point, and they've kind of bonded a little bit over everything that's kind of gone down. So yeah, basically Yukino has basically said, okay, over Niar tomorrow, I'm going to send you a bunch of stuff that I need you to do, and then once you've done all that, come back see me, basically. Sorry. And so yeah, I do kind of like the I like this as well. Ryota kind of gets an earful from Chizuru here. Translation: You're coming with me. You're coming with me, bitch. He just grabbed him by the collar. Come along, bitch. Yeah, he's still a perv. You're forbidden from having fun until you finish your job. Is it really? Is it really, Ryota? It's kind of typical anime comedy, slice of life comedy. I kind of like it. Yeah, I think she enjoys it, to be fair. My apologies. He's a good buddy. But yeah, I just kind of liked that the running joke kind of continued, that Shiori and Asuka and everybody else was kind of a bit annoyed when Ko was like, oh yeah, I've got part-time jobs to do again. It's like, do you never learn, bitch? Can you not just relax? But you see what I mean? They kind of walk off together. It's kind of cool that they have a kind of, we don't really see it completely, but we get a bit of a perceived relationship forming between the two, which I kind of like. Okay, let's check Naya. What the shit we gotta do? Ooh, that was weird. I wonder why it did that. It does that every time, though, to be fair. I think it's just an error in the programming. Where, you know, he keeps talking and starts talking. After story. Sorry. Now and forever. So yeah. We also get a bunch of messages early on from everybody. Just kind of saying about what's going on and about meeting up and that kind of thing. So yeah, what we've got to do here is just leave school. So yeah, we've got to basically leave school and then we'll get our text from Yukino to basically tell us what we have to do. But first, Mr. Goro has been harassed once again. Must be tough to be so handsome. But what if I... excuse me? That sounds rather boring, love. I love this from Itomi. Just like, so done with this shit. Just like, please, end it. I don't want to deal with this crap anymore. And Itomi's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm leaving you behind, bitch. Come on. Yeah, I kind of like that little scene. It's a nice little funny scene. Yeah, and this is another thing which I kind of don't really get. Because we have certain characters who are voiced in the cutscenes that we see, like Mr. Goro here, and Asuka in the previous one, but not everybody's voiced. So I find it kind of bizarre. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of weird that why they didn't bother to, you know, just go the whole hog. But maybe it would have cost too much money. So yeah, and I kind of like the explanation that they give for Mr. Goro as well, because you know he's part of the army, so you would have thought he'd be going back by now. But it's like after the event with the nine-tailed fox god thing, I decided I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. And it's like, yeah, that does make sense. That does absolutely make sense. So, again, this honestly from this from Ko here is a little bit awkward. Kind of going from everything to kind of being kind of down about, you know, that this is the last year for Mitsuki and Shio, and that they're not going to be around anymore when they graduate. Kind of been sad about it. It's a little bit out of left field for me. I guess they just wanted something to kind of, for Mr. Goro to give Ko kind of advice about, to move on from. Okay, so yeah, basically, if I remember correctly, I think we've got 4 side quests to do. Now, if you don't give a shit and want to finish the game as quickly as possible, I think you can do just one of them. Oh god, there's 5. There's 5 of them. Okay, there's 5 of them. But basically, if you don't want to, you can just do one of them, or 1, 2, 3, however many you want, and then just go to Yukino once you've done at least one, and then boom, you're done. However, to be fair, it is worth it because you get to bring a party member with each on each of the missions. So you can, if there's a character that you need to, there we go. You've got to a minimum of 3, and then you can leave. But yeah, so there's basically, you can bring a friend along with you, and basically you can, so if there's anybody you need to boost their like friendship rank with to kind of make them a bit stronger in battle, then yeah, it's well worth doing. I mean, I will say this, it took me around about an hour to do the 5 side quests, so none of them are really all that difficult. In fact, they're all a piece of piss, really. So for this first one, Azusa, who I think just works. Oh, I think is she in Spiker? I'm pretty sure she is, but pretty sure she's a member of Spiker to kind of doing promotional work. But basically, she just wants you to hand out a bunch of like candy and toys and shit like that to kids. Basically, she's missed she's missed some of the kids, and so she wants you to go take these goodie bags to them. Now, in terms of who you pick, it doesn't really fucking matter. It's like I say, if there's a certain character who you want to raise your rank with, then you can then pick them, obviously. But other than that, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really change too much of the dialogue or anything like that. So yeah, just pick whoever. So yeah, I picked Sora. And basically, when you get this, I believe once you complete this quest, you also get the costume. So the witch's hat with the kind of cloak. So yeah, so we've got someone over here. Hi, little girl. Do you want a balloon? I'm not dodgy, honest. There you go. Have a balloon, little girl. A balloon and a snack. Have fun later. So yeah, we go see her. So there's a couple on this floor, I think, and then there's one by the bus station. Yes. Here he is. There she is. He, she, he. There he is. It's a boy. He's called Boy. So yeah, it's pretty much just a case of talk to him and hand over the shit. We've also got to go into the bookstore, Orion Books. We're gonna go to Star Camera, and we've got to go into Sakura Pharmacy as well. So yeah, it's nothing too difficult. So yeah, go in here first. Oh yeah, this kid's a bit of a brat. From what I remember. It's kind of, yeah, I'm too old for this shit, but I'll take it anyway. Balloons and snacks. Sure, why not? You're a bit of a bitch, aren't you? Sure thing, love. You're just helping us out to do our job. Sure thing. Whatever, moving on. So yeah, yeah, we've just got to go to the pharmacy and to Star Camera. So let's head into the pharmacy first. Hi. Do you want a balloon? Take your balloon and snack. There we go. Is that money to buy something for dinner tonight? Wow, he's a good kid. Alright, let's head into Star Camera now. Where are you? There's Mitsuki and Rion. No, what am I talking about? There's Mitsuki at least. Oh look, he's watching somebody play Trails of Cold Steel. Oh my god. What's that, kid? You're a really big fan of fantasy RPGs. What do you mean, like the Trails of Cold Steel series? It's so good. Sorry, moving on. Oh, it's so hot today. Anyway, in real life, not in the game. So, once we've done all this, we can go back and talk to Azusa, who's just outside here. And boom, we're done. And that's quest 1 of 5 done. And sorry, it's pretty much the same thing for all of the side quests that all 5 of the side quests. It's a really simple mission that they ask you to do. Like, there's one where the guy who rents out the paddle boats, he asks you to check out a new model of paddle boat with somebody. There you go. And we also get the Autumn Fest cookies as well. I don't think they do too much health, restore too much health, but hey, it's better than fucking nothing out. There we go. Get 1,200 gems and our virtue increases. But yeah, that's going to be it for this part of Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. Join me next time when we'll be continuing to do all the side quests, and then heading off to the festival to meet up with everybody. So yeah, see you next time.